Hello. Hi, Lori. How are you? Tell me how things are going. I want to hear about the fires and stuff. I mean, I think you're still home. It has been a long week. I missed you guys. And it took me a few minutes to get here today. Hello, Karen. I was doing some stuff. I don't want to say what because it's going to be in a video eventually. But I looked at John and I was like, what time is it? Hello. I think that's Hannah. And then Mary and Ilea. How are you guys? Does everybody have crafts or something? Art? I'm going to knit today. Hello, Katie. Oh, good, Karen. That's awesome. Were you totally not getting them? Hello, Monique. And Young Spinster. I don't remember if you gave us your real name or not. Great. Okay, I thought you were Hannah. I just wanted to be 100% sure. Nikki, Karen, Carrie, my goodness. Hi, Jennifer. It's like it seems longer than a week, and then it seems like it went really fast. It's weird, right? Hi, Julia. It's Cindy. Okay. Yes, I know that you say it. I think I do remember that. Hello, Lorraine. Well, Lorraine, we're going to do it every week. Oh, Mary. Is that the one that, is that the one? Hello. Hello, PJ. Hey, Cindy. Your package got there. I saw on Instagram. Karen said, no, and if I was late, I couldn't see the live at all. Oh, well, look at you made it. Hello, Julie. Oh, Hannah is spinning sock yarn. Oh, my goodness. You got a baby shower to crochet for. Yes, we were at a birthday party last night. I don't know why I made that face. For somebody that John works with, and I had forgotten about it until like the night before, and he's like, well, we have that party tomorrow, and I was like, oh. I'm not good with a whole ton of strangers. Hello, Abir. Are you still in Canada? So what is everybody else working on? Hannah's crocheting. It's happening. Abir, it's going to happen. It's going to happen every Sunday unless I can't do it, because, well, like we're going to go on a trip in the beginning of September, so I'll miss some then. But yes, thank goodness. Mary said, have you ever steamed your top before spinning? Oh my God, it literally quadrupled. I haven't yet, but I do think I'll try it someday. Hello, Elizabeth and Penny. Oh, Abir, you're there all the way until October. That's nice. That's the good time to leave Canada, too. Julie's knitting with handspun merino. Jennifer. Yeah, I did not see, Lori. Did you answer? It's time for me to connect a new ball, I guess. I was like, where is my string going? Hello, Christine. Is this your first time? I don't recognize your name. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Does that mean you're like in Australia somewhere? Monique is spinning the green blue face that she combed last week. Okay, cool. It will cool off by then for sure. I dyed some blues, Penny. They're going to be in the shop hopefully tomorrow. I just have to take pictures. Hello, Jean or Jean or Jean. You tell me. I know I missed you guys, Elizabeth. I'm getting good at the time zones. Mary said it released the natural crimp of the wool, and that's the thing that I think I might like, and loosened up the top. It's a long draw capable now. That's cool. Let's all hope I have another ball in here. I do. Sure. Of course. I know how to take requests. So I figured we would do like 90 minutes. Do you guys think that sounds good? I'm not going to set my timer either. Jennifer's crocheting for her new grandson. What are you making him, Jennifer? Are you making him a blanket or like some clothing? Also, what happened to this? Did I break it? Oh, remember the in the beginning of this year, it does kind of. In the beginning of this year, I talked about wanting to make that Rauma, it's a cape, but I was going to make it a poncho. So I'm in kind of the plain, more plain part. I think I can knit it without looking. We'll see. Okay, Lorraine. Okay. Karen and Lorraine said 90 sounds good. Oh, good. Lori said everything's still okay. 11 miles away with more firefighters on it. That's really scary. But still, glad there's more people on it. Mary, go for it. Okay. So I was going to tell you guys this when I showed it in a video, but it's fine. We'll talk about it now. I kept casting on, and because I'm not making the cape, I'm making it a poncho. I had to connect it, for circular knitting, and I kept twisting it because it's like 687 stitches, and I was getting so mad. I finally just threw it away and put it on timeout and then came back. Jean like blue jeans. Okay. Well, I saw your kind of like French last name and just wasn't sure. I like to get it right if I can. Oh, wow. Okay, so Jennifer so far has crocheted blankets, mitts, beanies, and a sleep sack. I think I remember you were going to make him those mitts, the scratch mitts. Hi, Rebecca. Well, Elizabeth's got to duck out. It's okay. Well, that's fun. Carrie's spinning for a yoked sweater. Okay, good. Hello, Venus. How are you guys? What's going on in your areas of the world? Hello, Julie. I hope you're feeling better. Just going to have to join this. I think I must have broke the yarn. It's hot. Where are you, Rebecca? Hello, Margaret. How are you? Still? No, it does not have to be 3-ply. Absolutely not. Lots of people do 2-ply sock yarns, and I've done it, and it's fine. Hello, Tanya. How are you? Oh, you're starting later on Monday morning. Yay. Oh, good. Oh, yeah. It's hot here, too. South Bend's not that far. In fact, I was working on something out in the garage with John, and I came in and I'm like, oh, I'm sweating bullets. Okay, so it's hot in Iowa. So Tanya, did you get up for this specially? Oh, I know, I missed it too, Margaret. It was like I missed it, but then being able to like schedule stuff was a little bit easier. Wish I could do both. Abir, I think that you have to refresh if you get that. Oh, that's right, Tanya. Tanya said not here for a long time, but a good time. I've been thinking about Lori too. Okay, so Julie said, looks like walls are mudded. Do we get to vote on paint? This wall is getting planks, but it has to get mudded because the other side is our garage, and it has to be if to meet code, it has to be like a sealed fire break. Karen said, I'm so glad this is a one-way camera. LOL, still in PJs. Bed covered with fabric, dogs barking, coffee cup stacked up. I'm a mess. Okay. I had quite a time trying to get ready in time because everything's been crazy here. Oh, Carrie, you had huge storms, really? And aren't you in Michigan? Oh, you have refreshed. I don't know. Maybe it's just not going as fast as it was before. I mean, we have 33 today, and we had like 100 the last day of what you call it. So maybe it's not freezing. Maybe it's just like slower or whatever. It's hot here, but it's not Louisiana hot. I better check with my dad then, Carrie. My dad's on the other side of the state, and I didn't realize there were tornadoes. Cold in South Africa. Hello, Carla. I'm knitting that. I don't know. If you weren't watching at the beginning of the year, you never probably saw it, but it's a cape, but I'm changing it to a poncho. It's hooded, and I'm in the plainish part, so I can knit while I talk to you guys. Oh my gosh, sorry. Those are the nail heads. Yeah. He's fine. I'm sure they're fine. I'd have heard something if they weren't. I usually check on them though if stuff is going on. But yes, I'm sure he's fine. I will be checking on him though. I usually call him on Sundays anyways, so it's our day. Oh, I bet that was nice, Mary. He's fine, I'm sure. Penny said, question, when and why do you use a diz? It's a tough one. I generally use it if I want to pull it off somehow of something else, like maybe to pull off combs or maybe to pull off a bat, but I want to make it stay together a little bit better, especially if I pull off like the end of a bat. It will stay together better if it goes through a diz, but I'm not that sold on the dizzes. I don't really use it a ton. Hannah said, we celebrated my husband's birthday at his parents yesterday. Oh, you threw axes and knives and you tried to talk your father-in-law into raising sheep. That would be ideal, right? You wouldn't actually have to do it. Oh, Rebecca, really? The bigger cape or the smaller cape? Who had it? I would like to know everything. Is that possible? I just saw it because a lady came to our the yarn shop down close to me with the pattern, and I was like, oh, I have to do that. Oh no, Carla, everybody's done it. No, I agree, Hannah. That makes a lot of sense. She said he already raises cows. I mean, what's a few sheep slipped in there? Right? They are fun. Carrie said they are also fun. My Diz has a stamp of a Trex riding a bicycle, a T-Rex. Trex. Well, next time, Abir said, I wonder if the tribe knows this is happening. So next time in all the videos, I should have mentioned it in the last one. I was just trying to get the whole yarn, what would you call that? Roundup from the Tour de Fleece, just the rundown done. So it's okay though. I mean, I think this is great. I probably should have put something out, and I will start doing that. Honestly, this week has been crazy. And, you know, I never anticipated those 3 weeks of the tour turning into something that we would, first of all, I never anticipated it being quite the way it was. And we've been talking all week about, hey, Brian, we've been talking, John and I, all week about, okay, so how can I change things so that people can stay more connected, because we became more connected during the tour, and now it's like we need to figure out how to keep whatever, you know what I mean, keep everybody connected. So we're talking about like what's the best way to do that, but I didn't anticipate it going like this, so I didn't know I was going to need to, and now I got to figure it out. I agree, Lori, it's been great. I looked at it, Carrie, and I'm not sold, but maybe. I already have a Discord account. Oh, Chris, well, thanks for stopping really quickly. Gail said a friend of ours started raising sheep after raising cattle. He was really surprised when the ewes didn't try to kill him when he checked on the new lambs. I mean, they're pretty docile, right? Okay, so Rebecca said, I don't know her name, but saw someone. Oh, someone was wearing it. I thought you meant in a booth. And you canoered her to get pictures, it sounds like. I got the nitpicks. This is Palette. Yeah, I definitely, Carrie is saying that Discord. I looked at it pretty closely actually this week. I might as well just tell you guys what I think makes sense, but I could be crazy. I am crazy. Let me just take that out. I'm kind of thinking about maybe a Facebook group, which PS, I made like 3 years ago. I created a Facebook group for this YouTube channel, and I never made it, like opened it to the world, because I was like, no one's ever going to join your YouTube channel group, Trish. Like, but I did make sure I took the name so no one else could take it. So it's been out there this whole time. I've just never opened it up. But if I do it, then people can share like their pictures, and so I think we should just do it, right? Even though I'm not ready, I should just do it. I'm never really ready for anything I do. We are, Brian. I missed you guys last night, Brian. I couldn't go because we were at a birthday party. But I figured Facebook is one where they now have the groups thing, or they don't call it groups, the meeting thing, whatever they call that. It's newer. And then also the problem is there's always a few people who don't have it, and they're going to complain. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying, I mean, I don't know. See, PJ doesn't do Facebook. Then PJ ends up left out. I don't really want that. Rooms, that's it. I don't really want anybody to be left out. So how do I do it? I don't know how to do it. Oh, was it your birthday? That reminds me, it's my friend Martha's birthday. I got to make sure I say happy birthday to her. Okay. Well, again, like I said, I don't know how to make everybody happy. It's hard. And it paralyzes me. Sometimes I don't want to do anything because I know it's going to be hard. Well, I think, oh, gosh, it is hard. See, Lorraine likes YouTube better. I know, Carrie. And I generally, see, Cindy thinks this works. Okay, so what if we did them both? What if we added the Facebook group so that if you want to share pictures and all that kind of stuff, you can still do it, still connect to each other directly as much as you want to, or ignore people as much as you want to, but we still do this on Sundays here. I can't help it, Venus. Worry is like 90% of who I am. If you take away the worry, there's almost nothing left. I'm joking, but I'm kind of not joking. Hey, Dino, how are you? Would be kind of nice, right? And even links, because we can't really share links here. And I know that Fibre Love Diary has its own page, but a group would make it more groupy. Okay. Okay. You're right, Carla. You are so right. Penny said, the reason I don't like Facebook is because everyone only shows the good side of their lives, but I do have Facebook and I would totally participate on your page for this community. Well, we're not going to allow that. You have to share the good, the bad, and the ugly. I do it. Do you get that? I don't know. Should I call you Woo? I like calling you Woo. Exactly. Lorraine, the group will be private. Oh, whoops. You guys, I almost just decreased when I didn't want to. Yes, the group will be private. So you'll have to apply. I show my ugly all the time. I don't have to do it today, do I? Sometimes I think it freaks John out a little bit because I gave him a little insight today into what goes on in my head, and he was like, oh my God. Not good. Poor guy. Uh-oh, Rebecca's got a mess on the spinning wheel. What happened? Mary said, I believe in sharing it all, and for some, sharing the ugly on media may be their only vent. That is so true. And I've told you guys, I have a couple of friends where if we like neglect some housekeeping part of our house, whatever, and like sweep the floor in the kitchen and it's really gross, we'll be like, hey, you got to see this. It's so gross. And it makes us feel better. It is hard, Karen. Oh, it's true. Mary said makers' minds are always busy. That is very true. But mine is busy not doing good things a lot. Oh, no. Rebecca said not paying attention and singles wrapped everywhere somehow. Cindy said we have a private group for our guild. It's nice to so you can share projects and the people the projects are for don't see. Yes. I mean, I guess I'll just share it with you guys. I'm talking about being upfront and telling the truth. So yes, Carrie, it's very it's hard. I first looked at Patreon because I've been asked about it a lot. But I feel like you cannot start a Patreon without saying you're an expert or a master. And I never want to say that. Even if I actually technically was like had earned that expert or master, there's a master spinner thing, I would still not be comfortable saying that. And so then I was like, well, how else can I do it so everyone can connect to each other when they want to too? Oh, I have it so bad. Carrie said imposter syndrome, 100%, my whole life, whatever. Caitlin, hi. Oh, Tanya, I'm sorry. Well, and I'm not complaining, and I definitely am not trying to fish for compliments. I just feel like it's not a comfortable place. And another person at the time was saying, oh gosh, you guys are so interesting. Hello, Rowena, how are you? Oh, good. You guys can post stash pictures. I love that idea. She said, well, what if you think about it as more like you're a mentor, not an expert? I feel like I can never say that. There's always more to learn. So how can you be? I'm just saying, so because that way we could all connect more. And then I was like, okay, so if I don't feel comfortable doing that, what things should I do? You know what I mean? So that's how we went through this whole combo about what should we do. And yes, Carrie, okay, so back to the other thing about letting him know something that happens in my head. I explained to him why we've lived like 20 minutes from a bigger town. You know, I missed you guys too. I mean, much bigger than where we live. And I still don't know my way around because I don't go very often. And I've never looked at a map, which would make a big difference. So now when I drive him somewhere, he's like, okay, next light, go right. He doesn't just assume that I know where I'm going because I totally don't know where I'm going. But I think for a long time he was like, yeah, we've lived here. You know where you are. Caitlin. Well, and Caitlin, let's be real. I've always kind of thought that that's what would happen if I did it. And it's not that would be bad, but it is a lot of work to put in, you know. So I don't know. Anyways, that's not how people usually do. Go ahead and tell the people that watch their channel what they're actually thinking. Oh, I know, but I really think the way that so many of you guys, God, don't choke me up, have supported each other and looked out for each other. And like a lot of us have been worrying about Lori. Most of you guys don't know like some of the stuff that's been going on, but I don't know, whatever. Oh God, I never thought about no ads, Karen. I literally never thought about the fact there would be no ads. And also, I don't know if you guys noticed this either, but for the first week a video goes live, I never put ads in the middle because I feel like if you follow and you watch right away, you should not have to watch the ads. But then if you watch later, that's different. I'm so glad, Jean. So it's supposed to be like a little bit of a bonus for people who, whatever, subscribe and watch regularly, but it's a pretty sad bonus. What can I tell you? It's all I got. The absence of ads is all I got. I'm glad. I'm so glad. It's kind of nice to feel like I can just tell you guys the truth and not be as scared. Because I never felt that way before. Oh. Oh. You don't, Margie? Really? Are you joking? Well, what would you like, Karen? Okay, this is another thing we discussed. If we were going to do that, what kinds of things would you like to see? Hi, Lori Murphy. Maybe I will, Carrie. Oh, Gail gets YouTube Premium. So smart. Littler toddies. What does that mean? Me too, Elizabeth. 100%. You guys don't understand. You really don't know. Thank you, Hannah. I appreciate it. Oh, don't make me cry, please. I was so weepy last week and yesterday. We took a nap, which I never do, almost never. And then we came back from that birthday party. I fell asleep on the couch. And then we went to bed, and I slept right away. Poor John was up because of the nap. I was just out of it. Cindy, I downloaded it because Brian, I don't know if Brian's still here. He's probably spinning. Hi, Brian. Brian told me about it. And so I did download it. I just haven't set it up yet because I've been busy. Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, so Brian, yeah, Brian told me about it, so I did. Oh, Carrie. I think maybe, I hate to say this, but maybe I am languishing like after the whole COVID thing because, hello, Crystal. Oh my gosh, really? Brian is building a 3D printer. Is it for bobbins? Don't lie, Brian. Were you like unlimited supply of bobbins if I get this thing? There you go. Well, Carrie, it is hard to be mean to someone who just starts crying. It's true. Hello, Sue. Okay. Elizabeth said, I'm seeing a lot of clients post COVID. It's taking a long time for most to truly bounce back. Yeah, I don't physically, I feel fine, but like I was just exhausted. It was very unusual. Carolyn said, wait, what thing are you getting? I came in at 25 minutes. Sorry. I don't know. I'm not sure what we were talking about yet at that point, Carolyn. Maybe I've thought about doing a Patreon. I don't know. It's true. Hannah said, my students don't care if they make me cry. If I had cried in front of my son, and John is like this too, they're both like, oh my God, I have to make this stop. What can I do? Oh, Brian, cool. That's nice. No, I'm not getting a new spinner. Although I did try out a Lendrum at spinning night at the yarn store this week, and you guys who have Lendrums, they're magical. Dang, Karen. Do you want to work for me? I can't pay you. But those are great ideas. Bye, Tanya. Have a good day at work. I'm sorry it's Monday. It's Monday for Tanya, and there's another Australian here. Yeah, I think Dino said the good thing about COVID is it connected all. You know what? Good things came from COVID. Oh my gosh, you guys, you teachers of teenagers, I don't know how you do it. Oh my gosh, Margaret, it was just lovely. It was so silent. Lori Murphy said, and COVID's still draining us because we can't seem to get out from under it. Yeah, it's true. Mary said she doesn't mind YouTube ads. Yes. Yeah, I agree. What? Julie just said, might have a bead on a used rose for a lead. I'm thinking you meant lead. Rose for you, Western Ohio, too far? No, I don't think so. If I can get the price right. Yes, Mary said connections with, I mean, honestly, a lot of good came from it for me, but I don't know. I really don't know what is up with me. Yeah, the teaching from home thing is extremely difficult. I don't know how teachers did it. And it was such a like unforeseen change in the way that you do everything in your job. Like, how do you survive that? Aw, Jean. It's true. Sometimes you do just need to cry. Oh, Carolyn. I mean, yes, but don't do it for that. I mean, YouTube income for me, because as a spinning channel, we're we're pretty good sized group, but in the scheme of YouTube, we're still really small. And so I don't worry about it. Whatever you feel like doing is fine. Oh, you lucky, Carrie. Some opera I love. Only a little, but still. Karen, you had some really good ideas. Now I have to think about this more. But John did some dyeing with me this week, and his braids are going into the shop. Well, I'm going to keep one for him. Almost. Crystal said your project and your shirt match. So what's everyone been up to this week? I want to hear. It is the Rauma. Does anyone know how to actually pronounce that? It's a cape. The pattern's a cape, but I made it into a poncho. And I'm not going to lie, but I'm kind of scared the edging's going to roll. But it is what happens. Oh, Carrie. Oh, gosh. That doesn't sound as fun. You're crying too? Thank you, Abir. I like doing it. It's just I got to pay a little bit more attention on the colored rose. Oh, yep. Hannah, you should get one. Oh, see, I messed up somewhere. Yeah, what? Heather said, just start spinning some Into the World, Jacob. I love Into the World. I used to get are you getting their subscription? Because I used to get it, and I am telling you, I loved it, loved it, loved it. Maybe. Elizabeth said, could you go back and add an I-cord edging? Maybe. I will figure it out. But when I block it, I think it might be all right. It's sort of on that edge. Ooh, watering tomatoes and mini roses. Found them on Walmart clearance rack. Nice. My ex-husband got a bunch of them that I took care of. Lori Murphy is spinning the Paradise Fibre, the one that was the. What do you think, Lori Murphy? Carolyn's recovering the insides of 3 sofas. That's so interesting. The insides. Did them all by hand in a sewing needle. Then I'm knitting a jughead hat. I don't think I know the jughead hat. I'll have to look that up. A beer is making a sweater. There isn't much you can do really, a beer. A little bit you can do with hair conditioner. Oh, Sue just said it. There's some stuff you can do during spinning, but once it's already spun, you're kind of there. Carla said, just heard drop spinning. I'm absolutely loving it. Definitely addicted now. Spin until my thumb spasms. Is it normal? Do you mean is the spasm normal? Or do you mean is it normal to spin until you have like pain? Because I can say that both are normal. Yes. I don't get it anymore, Heather, so I don't know what that was. I wish I did. See? Normal. Everybody. Oh, Margaret got the first aubergine. All right, so is there a difference between an eggplant and an aubergine, or are they the same thing? I love them. I'm sad that I don't have a garden this year. Okay. Oh, Mary, you should. You bought some dye, didn't you? Jean said, I'm still getting ready to process some beautiful alpaca washed and dried. Now I'm going to pick them out. Oh, that's my, oh, VM. Assembling a little stuffed monster. That's fun. Me too. Wu said, when I started, I spun until I had blisters. I did that too. The pads of my finger and thumb were just so like sore and raw. Oh. Wait, what's US versus UK? I missed it. What did I miss? Oh, yeah. Okay, so it's the same fruit, or it's a fruit, right? Whatever. Yeah, it's a fruit because it's a nightshade. Elizabeth's right. Elizabeth said the massage therapist to me would suggest pausing periodically to do some hand and finger stretches so you can go longer. That's 100% true. I don't do it as often as I should. Oh, got it. Carolyn said Jughead is the Riverdale show. My son loves it. Oh, goodness. Okay, so I thought they were the same thing. I just like the word aubergine much better. Right? So much prettier. Rowena's working on alpaca. Oh, you finished a scarf. Did you weave it or knit it? There you go. See? It's so much fancier and prettier. It's just a prettier word. I do too, Michelle. Michelle said, eggplant. Michelle said, I have a callus on my thumb from spinning. I do too. And knitting. Karen said, hand paint is my excuse for having knitting, spinning, weaving, sewing, crafting, etc. Not that I need an excuse. I earned my messes. Yes, Margaret said also describes the color. Nightshade, eggplants, as are potatoes, tomatoes, and peppers. I don't know if I realized that peppers were. It's true. Aubergine sounds purpler. It does. You're right. Also, eggplant. What in the world? How did that become a giant purple vegetable? What does that have to do with eggs? Marina said knitted it. Knitted the scarf. I'm not into weaving. Also did my first steek on a child's jumper. Did you practice first? I'm always curious about this because when I did my first steek, I was kind of chicken. So I just like knitted I knitted a swatch and just steeped the swatch so that I would feel like, okay, this works. That's really fun. You will someday. Elizabeth, if you are scared, I recommend just knitting a swatch and just doing it on the swatch first, and then you'll be like, oh, this is fine. Oh, there you go. Carla said, I believe you get some white aubergine varieties. Maybe. Oh, that's nice. Lori went for a walk. It's kind of hot here. That's what I did because I was so scared. And then after I did it and the whole thing held really tightly, I was like, okay, so this works. Saga asked, what is steeking? So I'm going to have to steek this, and I'll probably film it. When I get to the top of this, like the neck hole, which is still quite a ways away, there's a hood, and then the neck opens a little bit. And so you knit it in a circle, and you add a couple extra stitches, and then you well, the way I'm going to do it, you basically like crochet up either side, and then you cut. So a lot of times people use it in color work so that they can knit it in the round and then cut it to make like a cardigan or whatever. It's always scary though. I like that the Rowena was like, no, I just went for it. That was way back when, does anybody remember Stitch It? It was with Megan, and she was making her son Owen a cardigan and steeking it. And I was like, I want to learn how to do that too. So I made a swatch and steeked the swatch. Oh, Hannah gets bored. So what do you do with your hand spun, Hannah? Crochet? I know. Oh yeah, I know you crochet and you want to weave. Gosh, I can't get myself back. It's true. Elizabeth says steeking is one of those things where you have to be brave before you can be good. But I mean, if you're being brave, I will, Lori. If you're being brave on a swatch that you don't really care if it unravels, it's a lot different from being brave on a cardigan you've already knitted. Yeah, we probably should do a video on steeking. I don't usually do the knitting videos, which is weird because I knit a lot. Weaving for hand spun, sometimes it's like the best way to use it to its best advantage. Shawl said, I don't know how to knit, but I can crochet and just started weaving. Exciting. You guys have had a lot of loom questions lately. Holy cow. Well, Jean, would you feel like you could do it if you just knit a swatch? Carolyn said, I have not steeked, but I want to. So fun. Hoods are surprisingly time-consuming. Yeah. Yes. Hoods are huge, actually. Kathleen said, I'm enjoying a quiet Sunday at home. Yay. Just combed some Targhee Rambouillet. Oh my gosh, Rambouillet. I'm making swirl eggs on my hand carters from raw yak, Angora, and Sari silk. I bet those are really nice. I'll probably knit on my sea glass tee later. I looked that up, Kathleen. Are you the one that I saw? No. Recently, I saw someone's leftovers pics for the sea glass tee, and it was on Instagram. Maybe it was you. Well, Lorraine, there's only one way to get better. You guys are so funny. Penny said, I need to try weaving my hand spun. I should probably start with a scarf. I mean, you can start with whatever you want, but a scarf is a great place to start because you can use it, and like the finishing part is pretty easy. Okay, it must have been you, Kathleen. I can't wait to see how that turns out. Caitlin said, I have a friend who has a floral loom she hasn't used in a while and offered to let me use it. Ooh, I want to spin enough to weave some cowls or shawls, maybe fabric to sew with. I would like to sew with mine more. Dino said, my mother says there's a girl in my room because she saw my stitch markers. It looks like, that's fun. A lot of times they look like jewelry. It's very fun. I can't wait to see it. It actually made me look up the pattern and then look back at your Instagram post, and I was like, that's going to be cool. Oh, Lori said my first weave was a table runner. That's another one, too, that it's like, you know, you don't have to sew it. You just need to finish the ends. And it's like a really good thing to start with. I worked my loom this week. First time since COVID. Yeah. That's how I did it, Jean. And then you're like, oh, this is fine. Kathy said I need to use Instagram more. You know, it's very fun. Hi, Chris. How are you feeling? You're in Texas, right? How's Texas? Hot? I'm guessing it's hot. Ooh. I don't know what the penguono is, but I'm going to have to look. I will. We've also been doing some like goofing around lately. John finished that big project he was working on, which is awesome. And he's going to have a little bit of time off. He'll still have to work, but his extra job will be time off. So it's awesome. Oh, excuse me, sir. Did you see that? Did Mom bug you? Great. 100 today. Woof. The dogs are great. Everything's great. They're hot. Luther's grumpy. Gosh, only one more month of July. Or week. One more week of July. Bye, Jesse's mom. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a great rest of your Sunday. You must be. Is the opera over with? Yeah, Luther is having a bit of a time with the heat. I've got to clip him down. Me too, Venus. We had such a weird summer here, weather-wise. Okay, Carolyn said I have a technical question about knitting shawls. How do you avoid turning a crescent? Wait, how do you avoid turning a crescent shawl into a stingray or having the hump in the center? I think it's probably, I would need to know more about like what pattern you're knitting. Yes. Rowena. What do you want to see? It needs blocked. It'll look a lot prettier when it's blocked, you know. Oh, it's okay, Candy. We'll all get in the swing. Bye, Elizabeth. Have a lovely week. Love you too. Yes, blocking is magic. Thank you. The hard part's over. Yeah, it hasn't been great here, Lori. We've had some like I don't know. It's really weird. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you know I'll probably wear it too. I didn't think I liked, what do you call them? Ponchos until I knitted that one. I can't remember what it was called, but I knitted that cabled one and I wore it a ton last fall and winter. So, oh, Joy, are you in Wisconsin or are you in Michigan? I just messed up again. We got to go backwards a little bit. Uh-oh, Mary. That must be your dog, huh? Bye, Carla. Thank you for coming. Hopefully we'll see you soon. Have a great week. Oh, by Marquette. Okay. Yeah, we were at a birthday party last night and somebody was talking about being in, was it last night? Was talking about Lake Superior being so much clearer than Lake Michigan. I don't know the reason. Okay, hipster and hipster light. Okay, hang on. I'm gonna look it up. Oh my gosh. I went into a store this morning and saw a couple of two little boys and they had a French bulldog puppy and oh my gosh, I almost died. Okay, what's it called again? I already forgot. Well, I forgot already. Hipster. I'm like Dory lately. Hello, Jasmine. Hello, Rox. How are you guys? Sue said I was traumatized by the itchy hand-me-down wool ponchos my mom made me wear in the 70s, but I made one for myself a couple years ago and I love it. Sue, you are literally telling my story because we had, first of all, itchy and hideous not shawls, ponchos in the 70s. Oh, here it is. All right, let me look at the pictures. Also, Rox might have some tips like for this because she's the knitting guru. All right, so you're getting a hump in the middle? I know, Lori, oh my God. Do you mean, okay. So Carolyn, it's Carolyn, not Caroline, right? Is getting a hump in the middle of, so I'm assuming this is it a tab cast on or it must be? What do you call that? Not a tab. I don't know, Jasmine. Do you think we just get more? I think maybe we just get less sensitive to it, but I'm really not sure. I probably beat my nervous system down with caffeine. Tab, okay. Garter tab, that's it. Is that the only place you're getting a hump? Just the garter tab? Or is it like, it looks like you're actually increasing. I mean, I can't see it that well. It almost looks like she might have a teeny weeny little hump on it. Oh, Carrie, love to you too. Have a good week. Oh, Joy. She says these tend to hump up when the edge stitches are too tight. I would have to look at the pattern more. Oh, Rock said some people knit the tab longer before doing the increasing. I do not think I've had problems with the hump, and so I tend to think that blocking might be what solves it for me. Oops, sorry. Move the table. I'm not on a boat. Okay, Mary said, I think leaving roving in the plastic bags is mainly personal choice. Be careful of getting humidity in the bags. Vary. It may compress more depending on how it's packaged. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Rock said, anytime something looks weird on the needles, try blocking. I so agree. Also, what did I do here? Oh, I see. Never mind, we're good. Saga, you do not knit at all? I think that's a good idea. The Spindrift shawl. It's called for smaller needles for several. Oh, that makes sense. Dawn said it called for smaller needles the first several rows, and it made the hump smaller. It made a big difference. I'm assuming when you say it made a big difference in the hump, you mean it made it smaller. But if you look closely at the picture, it actually looks like she's even got a little hump in hers. It's close. Rock said that you're knitting that's your t-shirt. This color is actually midnight or something like that, and the shirt's black and white, but looks pretty close. I didn't even do it on purpose. But right now I really only have two main things on the needle, and they're both this super dark navy. I mean, I don't count all the little things that I have. Okay, so you don't enjoy it. Well, don't do it if you don't enjoy it. I know, I'm sorry, Candy. Oh, it died. I didn't even think about that part. It wasn't on purpose, I swear. Jasmine said, I think for the garter tab, Dawn's point is true if you start smaller and then move up. It does make sense. Now I'm going to have to look up the Spindrift shawl. Okay. There you go. So I've tried pulling the garter tab, making the tab longer, but not together. Then I will try knitting the beginning with smaller needles. That actually does make sense to me because that'll make those rows just a tiny bit shorter and shorter in height. My gosh, I didn't know what I did for a minute there. It's cool though, and I love that those patterns. It's Hohi, right? Hohi. Her patterns are so fun and so different and interesting. And honestly, did I just drop a stitch? Really? Okay. Up to you. I hate asking for stuff. It makes me uncomfortable. And I just really want to be comfortable. Trisha, have you ever been guilty of letting raw fleece sit in the mailbox for a bit? I've just been so busy and need to order more laundry bags to store them in. Now I'm scared I've ruined them. I am totally guilty of that. There's one on my porch that's been there for more than a year as I work through it. It should be fine. Wait, But I can't look it. What does that mean? I have not blocked it. Then I tried the light version of the hipster. See? Hannah said it's not ruined, I promise. I agree. I wouldn't worry about it at all. The only thing that I do differently is I keep it away from like all the washed stuff in my stash because I mean, if it was contaminated like with some sort of bug, I would want to make sure it stayed away from the other stuff. Saga said, does anyone else take the scurf out of their fleece? I've not had success with that, so I don't. But I've gotten so few scurfy fleeces, probably 2 in my whole spinning career. Jasmine said, oh, thank God, it gives me strange anxiety. When I pass by the boxes, I whisper, I'll get to you soon someday. I look at the box sometimes and have guilt, but like you're doing your best. We're all doing our best. Yes, scurf is basically sheep dandruff, but it usually means they're not as healthy as you want them to be anyway. Mary said, I've seen people wash raw fleece that has been stored for multiple years. They were old, stiff, and yellowed and came out beautifully. I have too, and I've had some long enough that the grease like changes color. Sometimes it almost gets like a rusty color to it, and it's fine. It'll wash out. You'll be fine. Don't even worry. And don't beat yourself up about it either. You're only one darn person. You can't wash all the fleece in the world. Right? Joy said, I have one right now with a very small amount of scurf in it, and I'm not happy about it. I mean, it's weird because I've heard many people say that you just literally can't get it. No, you can't see it, Joy. You cannot see it while the fleece, before you wash it. It was buried in the middle, hoping I don't find it throughout the whole fleece. No, they don't, Jasmine. It actually means, in general, that something went wrong, like health-wise. So it isn't just like, you know, like a person having dandruff. It's like not healthy. Joy said there's nothing you can do about it and it sucks. I agree. Margaret's had washing a 10-year-old fleece. Karen, you can't. And think about it this way too. My ancestors in Ireland wouldn't even wash it. They would just like put it in a stream. Let nature wash it. I'm scared to do that though. Oh, Carolyn said, wait, do you store the raw fleece in laundry bags with holes in it? I do not. Are there moth issues where you live? Maybe you're asking Jasmine. I'm not sure. Penny said, I can never get in trouble about buying fleece or fiber, because my husband literally has fishing rods in the garage with tags on them. John never, ever gives me trouble. And it's because he has 2 Harleys. He makes beer. He shoots competitively, like rifles and stuff. And so, like, he's got his own hobbies. And I never, ever worry about what he's doing because we're both, like, very financially responsible. And he never gives me crap. If anything, it's the opposite. He'll be like, you should probably get that. Carolyn asked, how are you all storing your raw fleece? I usually keep mine in whatever it was shipped in, and I keep it separate from my stash until it's washed. Kathleen said I was given a raw merino fleece from a petting zoo full of scurf. Oh, I was brand new to fleece processing and had no idea what was going on. Hello. I love that name. You know I do. Mary said I was gifted a bag of alpaca, 10-plus-year-old, multiple shears, same animal, and it's gorgeous. That's awesome. I never get gifts like that. Jeez. Karen said, haha, yeah, I found the receipt for my husband's new rifle stock. I raised an eyebrow and went shopping. He didn't let out a peep. It's fine. Also, as long as you're like, not worried that the money is like a problematic purchase, then why would I care? Joy said I took an old worn out bed sheet and cut it up to make into bags for fleece storage. You can get quite a few bags from one old bed sheet. I have heard a lot of people using like pillowcases and that kind of stuff, and it does make sense to me to have it in something that can breathe. I don't. I use plastic like trash bags, but I don't seal them either. They're open enough so that everything can bleed. Please don't bleed. Dawn said, so does the scurf not come out? I mean, I've heard people say that they know how to get it out, but I've never had any success getting it out. And I think fleeces are an investment too. Sue said moths won't get through a cotton pillowcase with the opening tied tightly closed. I also store all my fiber in gasketed plastic tubs. Interesting. I agree. So Saga said I spent a day getting scurf out. Followed Sadie's video. I didn't know she had one on scurf. I'm going to have to watch. But I agree exactly, Chris. I have had like crazy VM fleeces, and after I wash it and flick it and get all the VM out, and those locks are perfect and beautiful. Oh my gosh, that is so much fun. Man, Kathleen, how did you get it out? Joyce, she's talking about a channel, another spinning channel called Sadie Spincraft. She is here sometimes. Candy said, do Rambouillet tips stay kind of yellow in general, or is that only when you get a bad or older fleece? Many breeds have tips that stay a little bit more yellow. If it's very bright or like a lot of yellow, there you go. Saga put it up. Then it could be canary stain. So I would need to like get a better look at it, but it's not unusual to have tips that are a little bit of a different color. When you blend them in, you can't see them. I mean, it's, that's how I see it. Karen said yellow tips can equal dye design opportunity. I just see it as like heather, a bit of a heather in it, and something that'll change the color as you dye, like spin and dye and all that stuff. So for me, the variation is good and fine, but not everybody wants it. I will look it up. Sadie's video, I mean. Okay, Sue said pro tip. Thrift store pillowcases. Who cares about the color? And they're like 50 cents each. Jasmine said, how do you guys work with cotton tips? It depends on how bad they are. I've cut them off. I've flicked them out. Just depends. Oh, she named the sheep after her dead sister, the black sheep of the family, and her mom wants some as a keepsake. I mean, I can understand why you would want to make it happen for her. Flick, flack, I mean, can you even get it out that way? Scurf. Okay, so Mary said scurf is like a thick, waxy layer of skin, usually caused by an illness or systemic infection worms. That's what I'm saying. It really means that something went wrong. Just like if you find a weak spot and it's not from a milk tip, because when lambs, how do you say this? When lambs come out, they have a little bit of whatever wool. I was gonna say fur, but that's not right. And then later it's got a weak point. And so if a sheep gets like bad nutrition or certain kinds of illnesses, it'll make a weak point in the wool too. And so that usually means that something went wrong. But it's the same with scurf. It's gross. But John has a sweater that I carded with the cotted tips. It is cool. And they made like a tweed basically because they broke off during the carding and they were lighter than the wool because it was a dark brown fleece and it looks so cool. I did a Brooklyn tweed pattern. I can't remember the name of the sweater. Kathleen said I keep my clean fleece in those zippered pillowcase designed to keep dust mites out. Oh, that's smart. I figure those will keep away moths. That's really smart. So they're like the hypoallergenic ones. Oh, good night, Morwenna. Is it bedtime? My goodness. I guess it is because tomorrow's Monday. I do too, Candy. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Jean asked, what are cotted tips? Dino said, what day is it there? It's Monday here. It's Sunday here still. I don't have problems very much either, Candy. I mean, I see a moth in the house occasionally, but it's never a clothes moth. They're like bigger. Okay, Kathleen, now I think maybe I'll look for some of those. A lot of my fleeces are too big to fit into a pillowcase. We have gypsy moths, but they don't care about the clothes or the wool. One time, I bought a tea cozy at a craft fair from a lady because I just really wanted to support her her booth. And I put it, of course, in my kitchen away with the tea kettle or the tea pot. And it was in pieces and full of moths like a few months later. But luckily it was far away from my whole stash. Okay, 8:15. She's really going to her room to call her friends and watch YouTube. Oh gosh. Yeah, Jasmine said, I describe cotted tips as mats and fleece tips. I mean, sometimes because they're on the outside of the fleece, they get agitated and moved more, and they are also what gets wet more and everything. And they also get more tender because they're exposed to the sun, they're exposed to everything else. Just like the tips of your hair is usually more tender than the rest. So sometimes they get matted on the tips. Okay. Carolyn said, I purchased one of those spin dryers to help with washing and drying fleece. Do you love it? I washed Hargi, which is soft wool. It felted in there. Oh, does anyone use one of these? It worked with superwash. I don't use one of those. Margaret said, gotta go. See you next week. Bye, Margaret. Have a great week. Candy said, how do I do that? Is my brain going faster than fingers or vice versa? Oh. Oh my gosh, I wouldn't mind if a guava hit me in the head right now. Saga said superwash is designed to not felt. That's right. Rock said, I loved my spin dryer. Did you use it for yarn or for fleece or what? Okay, I'm done with white. I can just go with one color now. I sometimes look at them, and I've used a salad spinner, but I think that's less, aggressive. Candy said, especially if it was ripe, right? Oh gosh, yeah. I like them. It probably did hurt. Oh, okay. I do love it. I just got it a couple months ago after my front loader ruined a just finished sweater I had knit for my daughter. Oh, and tried to spin out the excess water. Sorry, Jasmine. Yeah, okay. So Penny asked, please show us Sean's sweater when you get it going and finish it. I will definitely do it. I finished the first sleeve on the Humulus, and I'm probably down to like maybe right here on the second sleeve. So I should be starting it pretty soon. Okay, Rock said my front loader was new, so I didn't understand how to use it. That is a bummer. I ruined a sweater that I love, and I still wish that I could find the perfect yarn to replace it, but I haven't found the perfect yarn yet. Oh my gosh, Jean, your first fleece? How exciting. Oh, wait, it was full of what? It was so dirty and full of prickers that I couldn't do anything with it. Ugh. Dawn said, I'm a dyer. I love my spin dryer. It fluffs up the wool. I've not had it felt anything. I've seriously considered it a few times. Ooh. I have a ton of stuff that I dyed this week. Maureen said I have a spin dryer and I love it. It gets all the water out and I don't have to roll the yarn in a towel. Maybe I should look for one. Oh, Rock said, turns out you can't put only one item in the washer. It tossed the sweater around for 45 minutes before I realized I hadn't actually spun out the water. Oh my gosh. Maybe. Are we talking about like never mind. I know what we're talking about. The spin dryers, obviously. Did you put it in there hot, Carolyn? I'm just asking. Right. Why? Well, that's right. I'd be bummed out if a sweater I just finished got felted in the washer or whatever. Well, what can you do? Okay, Carolyn, are you 100% sure it's felted? Because there are some breeds that I've noticed while they're still wet, they're more like grippy on themselves. And then as soon as they dry out, they kind of let the other fibers go. Yeah, Rock said my old top loading machine was perfect for hand washing. I used to use my top loader at our old house because I could set it like to not do anything else besides fill up, and then I would add the washer, the soap and everything, and then it would not do anything else, and it was great. Julie said I have the Panda and use it for medium fleeces, never the fine ones. Okay. Do you like it, Julie? Okay. So I would say, Carolyn, just lay it out and let it dry and then come back and see. because I have had them before where I thought, oh crud, I felted this just a little bit, or is this felted? And then I come back and it is absolutely, once it's dry, it's just drifts right apart. I don't know what makes that happen. I'm sorry. I don't know about the science of it. Now that I have space, maybe I need to add a spin dryer, huh? Okay, Mary said I've dyed and even purchased some roving that almost seemed felted, but just needed to loosen up. Yeah, I think sometimes it gets like compacted. A ninja from laundry alternative. Okay, this is all good info for me because I have thought about it before. A really long time ago, I used to use a salad spinner for just like one skein or whatever. Oh, a beer, have fun. Lucky. Oh, good. The other batch was separate. Okay. And it turned out better. Oh gosh, that's so smart too. And I'm right next to my garage. I could do that. Yeah, I can't either, Lorraine, with this one. My old one I could do, but not this one. She's saying that she can't stop her washing machine from agitating. Roxanne said, I thought I ruined 4 ounces of top I dyed in a class and used way too much dye, so rinsing it took forever. And I thought it was felted, and I was able to card it and use it. It's weird. It's like some fibers appear to be felted while they're wet. It's weird. I don't know. Okay, Fiber Arts fans got an echo. Bye, Abir. Have a great week. Have lots of fun. Hope it's not too hot. I gotta go soon too. We did 90 minutes already. We've been here. How? Yes, I had a great huge one. Salad spinner. Finn does that. Okay, Jasmine said Finn does that. You're right. Finn is one of them. And I had it with Gotland once. I was like, oh no, this is awful. Right, Lori? And I didn't use the timer. Candy said, I agree. Some act like a kid's tangled hair mess when it's wet. Ew. Gosh, they just don't make them like they used to. Do they, Lorraine? Ugh. Yeah. Hannah said the same. Yes, my Finn lamb fleece scared the crap out of me. Oh, this was so good. I missed you guys. Yep, Rock said our washer was 35 years old when it died. I think our dryer that we just got rid of was probably close to that. And you know the next one won't last like that. Really? Carolyn said I had little balls like neps on that Targi that went through the spin dryer. Huh. Do you think maybe it had shortcuts? Because sometimes that can happen. Kathleen, mine is 27. See? Yep, I'll tell you, Candy. Yeah, Rox, when we replaced our washer first, and then the timer on our dryer broke, and we kind of had to debate. We were like, what are we going to do? Because John will just replace the timer, but he was like, I think we should replace this dryer, so we did. I have to wonder. Hannah said, yeah, I was thinking second cuts too. I think because they will pill up when you wash them sometimes. Oh my goodness. Carolyn said that's what I was wondering about the shortcuts. I'm too new at this to know for sure. I've been buying combed clean top ever since because I was so disappointed. Oh, well, Targhee is probably a harder fleece to start with, to be fair. Not saying you can't, but it's more challenging to start with. Ugh. I know, Julie, it's ridiculous. And you know, you buy a Whirlpool and you think, yeah, okay, so Kathleen agrees. I agree. Well, do I agree? Some people don't love the washing step. Like, even if, how do you say this? Even if you love the result, some people hate that step. And I really, truly believe that if you possibly can, it's better to just find someone who will do those steps for you that you hate, if you possibly can, like a mill. I probably would have to tend to believe that, Mary. Mary said, buy the ones with the less bells and whistles. I don't really care. I just want to wash my laundry, you know? Right. Candy said, that's true. The shortcuts for sure can make it stick together and seem felted when it's not. That's right. Oh gosh, Hannah, that's sad. Oh, Clemis and Clemis, I did know that, has a good, clean fleece club. So they send it to you clean, right? So I do think that. I think do the parts you love. If you possibly can afford to, outsource the parts you don't love. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, this is supposed to be fun, not torture. It is. Candy said it's hard to get one without the bells and whistles if you want a larger size machine. We have ginormous machines right now. But we figured a family will want to buy this house when we move, so they're going to want that. I mean, we're not getting ready to move or anything, but Joy said I usually try to go pick that stuff out before I do anything else. You mean the shortcuts, right? Or pull it out as soon as I see it. Second cuts are a menace. Gosh, that is so true and can make you hate a fleece. We need that on a t-shirt. By the way, t-shirts are coming. I like it too, Karen. Karen said cleaning fleece is my mission, but you can't do them all. You're only one person. Kathleen said the Targhee Ram blend I mentioned earlier gets neps if you look at it wrong. I bet it does. Do you, are you carding it, Kathleen? And Penny said, what happens if you don't soak your hand spun? I can't read. Sorry. The spinning police come and get you. There's no spinning police. I mean, you don't have to. It will, if you soak it, you'll get more like truth. You'll get more truth from it. You know, Carolyn, like if you would get a Romney or a Corriedale, they are easier to begin with. But a Corriedale might be giant, so you might want to like get a half a Corriedale because it can be really huge. Oh, Mary said they make basic machines still, but usually not stocked because the fancy ones have a higher turnover. I believe that. There are. I mean, they're unofficial, Julie. There are unofficial spinning police, and they always just tell you that you did everything wrong, but whatever. I'll just have to roll my eyes and channel my teenage children. I would imagine that would get you some neps. Kathleen said I tried carding. It's very fine. It's probably very fine anyway. But the purpose of washing a yarn is to make all the changes happen before you knit or crochet or weave with it. All the shrinking or expanding or whatever will happen. That's exactly what I say when I say what I meant when I say you get more truth. Yeah, the place I like to buy Corriedale is Hubbard. I think they call it Hubbard Ranch now, and I'm pretty sure she's sold out. You know what else is a great one, but they're kind of a little bit pricier, is the at Gleason's Fine Woolies. They have Bond fleeces, and I think they might have Corriedale as well, and those are amazing. I shouldn't tell you guys this because I'm going to be there in a few weeks, and if you buy it all, I'm going to be mad. Somebody's going to be in trouble. Oh my gosh, Karen, wow. Joy said should have seen the looks I got when trying to learn to card at a guild meeting years ago. How come? I don't like those looks. Right. Candy said that's the reason I soak. I just want to know what kind of yarn I'm going to be working with ahead of time. That's right. Just bring out that truth. Karen said, I have shawl locks I clean that are removed lock by lock from the fleece as they grow. I keep them together as I clean them. You are like serious. The shawl is knitted with locks one after another in order as grown. That is so cool. We do. Rebecca said we need a ranking system for fleece sheep. Shetlands find all the dirt and stickers. Targi, lots of VM and Neppy. Yep. I mean, do you think Shetland find all those little stickers because they're smaller sheep? I don't know. But also, if you knit it before it shows you the truth, your swatch might not tell the truth, if that makes sense. Candy said, I love that a person can buy a pound of fleece and give something new a try. It's not always the nicest, but worth it before buying an entire fleece. I agree. Oh, Mary. Mary said, I stopped going to the local guild. We had 2 college grad art teachers in the group. Apparently, I was wrong about a lot of things. I don't understand why. I don't get that. I know what you're saying. I'm not saying I don't get what you're saying because I totally understand what you're saying. I don't understand why anyone would want to make someone feel in the art field like they are wrong. Like, what? I don't get it. Rebecca, did you have other types of sheep too? Is it a Shetland thing? So, and also, wait, Karen, going back to this thing, are you say it's knitted with locks, but you're spinning them, right? Lorelei said, is there something I can use for a drive band besides getting them from the manufacturer? I have a single drive, single treadle Ashford Traveler. No kidding. Boy, that's the truth. I've used a ton of things on my Ashford Traveler, and one thing I like a lot is I have some linen yarn that I got from Great Northern Weaving in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and it's amazing for drive bands. And I can't remember what the knot's called, but you basically do 2 single hitch or whatever it's called, half hitch, I forget. And you do them like this around each other. And so it makes a really small flat knot, but the more it pulls, the tighter it gets, if that makes sense. Try it. You'll love it. Kathleen said, I'm totally loving the Romney fleece I'm processing. I know why it's recommended for beginners. It's not hard to process, right? Sue said, any strong string like cotton kitchen string or fine linen thread. Is that a surgeon's knot fiber arts fan? That's what I like. And Julie said you can use pony bead cord. I used it on my shot, kitten proof. I just saw someone do that for the first time ever. How do you join it? Mary said I didn't understand it either. I was assisting a new lady and told her to relax, take a breath. As long as the fiber made it to the bobbin, she was doing things right. It's just hard to watch. I don't get it. Oh, Mary, that makes me so darn sad. I hate that. That's not the right approach for some people, you know? Let them take a breath. That's right, Candy. I spin tip to butt. So you're doing like a true worsted. Are you combing it? Look at you. Do you plank it? You just picked up after the one it grew next to and then lives in the shawl by its natural neighbor. That is so cool. Chris said, can you use the braided fishing line for the string on the wheel? I have not tried that, but I do use it for my brake band on my Hanson. I wonder if it might slip too much. I'm not sure, but I might try it. Lorelai said, do you mean the rubbery pony bead lace that is hollow that we use instead of waste yarn to hold stitches? I don't know. You know, we have a guild in Grand Rapids, which is like about an hour from me, and it was not like that at all. It was great. So don't let that scare anybody away from a guild. No, Jasmine, don't let that scare you because the one here is amazing. The only reason I don't keep going is because they shut down for the summer. I don't know what they're doing now after COVID, but they used to shut down for the summer. And then the rest of the year, they met every month, and it's a pretty long drive when like 5 months out of the year, crappy weather here. It's true. They're not all that way. And, you know, it's a big guild, that one in Grand Rapids. To me, it's big anyway. So I'm sure there are a few people who probably are both ways because, you know, I'm so intuitive and loosey-goosey. And then there's a lot of people who are super highly technical and righty-tighty. I'm going to say that because that's how I see it. And nothing wrong with that. But if I don't sit next to the super technical people, then I'm fine. See, Lorraine's is super nice. Don't let that freak you out. We all have to learn. Exactly. And we all make those connections in a different way too. Oh, that's nice, Chris. Now, is that a Texas one or is it a bigger, like more of the country one? Chris said my weaving guild uses Zoom to great effect. I'm not sure what they were doing because I didn't rejoin after my membership lapsed. Ray said my local guild is hosted by the local state sanctioned art studio, so it just wasn't the right fit. I didn't know you could have a state sanctioned art studio. That sounds very fancy. Right. Okay, Fort Worth. I bet that's a huge guild compared to Grand Rapids. It's probably ginormous. I mean, that's still big. I don't know how many members there were, but it was pretty big. It is nice. Maybe you guys don't feel this way, but it is nice when you get in a room with a bunch of people where no matter how much you talk about yarn or how excited you get about yarn or wool or whatever, they understand. It's nice to do that once in a while. That's right, Woo. Oh, wow. Okay, Karen said, I think a student should seek the teacher. The one who decides to teach you isn't a fit. See who has the correct twinkle and introduce yourself. But some people are scared, right? Julie said, I thought the GR Guild was more about weaving. It started with only weaving, and then they added spinning, I don't know how many years ago, probably 10, maybe. And they have a group that, well, again, I don't know what's going on after COVID, but they had at least one group that got together weekly to spin. There's a lot of spinners now, and there's a lot of people who cross over. There is a lot of weaving though. Amazing weaving. Oh my gosh. PJ said, I find my guild to be clicky, and they usually do different things not to do with spinning, more crafty stuff. Oh, interesting. I know, me too, Lorraine. Love it. Candy said, I love learning from technical people just to get that knowledge under my belt and use what suits me best with my own. See, I will agree that I don't mind. I like knowing what all the different technical opinions are, but sometimes I don't follow them, if that makes sense. Me too, Chris. Okay, so Rock said our Weavers Guild also does spinning and dyeing. I know, Julie. I'm scared of being drawn into weaving. I get it. On my to-do list today, it says finish purple towels, but they're not done. There are. Mary said, Chris, there is a huge amount of art grants available in the U.S. Write a proposal and a business plan. That's so true. And you do not need to get one of those people who writes grants for you or writes for grants for you. You can do it yourself. Oh, wow, 80 years. Are they doing something special to celebrate? Lorelai said, I love using that pony bead lace on the tip of my knitting needles to pull stitches onto instead of waste yarn. I think I might need to try that. Or longer cords to either hold stitches or try on a sweater. So easy. Sue, I see you. Dang, that's what they tell you. No, the rigid heddle loom does not take up a lot of room, but let me tell you what does take up a lot of room. All the extra heddles and 5,000 cones of yarn. Oh, yes, I do know how that went. That's exciting. 80 years, can you imagine? Joy said, grant writing isn't hard. Just answer all the questions they ask clearly and concisely. I have a tip on this also. So I used to work for a nonprofit, an art nonprofit. Julie knows this. Her husband teaches classes sometimes at the same place. And it is not hard to get the grants or to write for the grants, whether or not you actually get them, you know. But always keep in mind when you do write for a grant, they'll tell you once you get the money what the like specifications are for after. So do you have to account for the way the money was spent and all that kind of stuff? And then so do take that into account so that you know upfront before you get it or do it or whatever how much work is going to be involved in the follow-up part, because it can be onerous. And I've had to do that part before. That's why I'm telling you. But I say go for it. Lou said, I keep thinking about getting into weaving. Couldn't afford a loom though. I got mine from somebody who was getting rid of it. Maybe I could just flip my coffee table and drive some nails into the legs. Probably that's a good idea. Don't do that. Lorraine said, in my case, it takes up about 3 rooms. Your rigid heddle loom that was going to take up no space. Is that what we're talking about? Joy said, sometimes grants depend on who you know. Also, do not fail to do all the things they require after, like Trish says. They can ask for their money back. And you do need to, yes. They can't not just ask for it, they can like force you. Yes. Joy said, I used to run a public library. We had to keep lots of stats to satisfy the grants. I mean, it's not that, most of the time, it's not that hard. But you need to know ahead so that you don't get in a position where, you know, for some reason you can't do it. The after follow-up part. But it was a super fun place to work, I have to say. And every time we got a grant, we were so excited. And it was great. 99% of it was magical. And the reason they pay you is because of the other 1%. Otherwise, you'd pay them. Yes. Joy said it's usually easy enough stuff to track, just have to know and follow through. Candy said you need to spend all your grant money too, or they might lower it the following year. So that can be a qualification. But again, you'd know that. Usually you have to write for it year after year. But some of them are multi-year. It happens. Dino said, I found out that I can do a Tunisian crochet in my normal crochet hook because it has a long straight handle. That's cool. I haven't ever tried it. I am crocheting right now. In fact, I'm working on the mystical lanterns. Have you guys seen this? With my leftovers from socks. But I don't know how to Tunisian crochet. Oh, woo. Look it up. There are some super amazing videos on it. I mean, super amazing. It's hard to believe. Well, Candy said, I didn't know you had that going. I do not count projects that are going with leftovers because I'm working on a beekeeper's quilt. Is it called quilt? The beekeeper's blanket or whatever. And all the hexies, I'm not stuffing them, so they're like flat. But I just have a big bag full of hexies. I just knit a few when I feel like it. And I don't call them puffs because I'm not puffing them. I think it's called Mystical Lanterns. Wait. Yeah. But we don't count that. All right, guys, I stayed 2 hours instead of 90 minutes. And I don't feel bad. Oh, hey, Christy. Oh, maybe that's it. Wait, are you making it, Candy? Are you making it too? Oh, I hope you guys have a really awesome, I think many probably, I've already done a mitered square blanket. It's probably like a queen size. And it took like 9 years. Bye, Julie. I will see you soon and love you too. I appreciate you guys. Next week, 2 o'clock my time, Central Daylight. How did I not know? I appreciate you guys so much. I'm so glad you were here. I do too. I saved them. Woo, I have this whole thing. Let me show you. Is full of sock leftovers. I got it at Target. This is full of sock leftovers from my socks. Can you believe that? Oh, if I don't do, bye, Brian. If I don't do it as I go, I'll lose them. Oh. Next week I'll probably spin. And thanks, Brian. Next time, OBS, we're doing it. It's a thing. I already downloaded it. So have a great week, but I will see you guys in a video later this week. I know, Bonnie, don't say it. You don't have to say it. Okay, I'm going to go. I hope you guys have a great week. I will keep you updated on what's happening going forward so that everybody can like stay more connected. I just didn't know what was going to happen, so I wasn't ready for it, but I'm trying to get ready fast. So thanks. I love you. Bye.